Well, shit. I was already really high, but now I need to smoke again. I'm angry. It is that time again, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 420 Pro Wrestling Hour, and this is a live reaction episode, episode 4. The three of us just watched Survivor Series, and we have some instant reactions. Instant reactions. So we've been smoking for a while here. I am definitely high on marijuana, but am I high on Survivor Series? That remains to be seen. JB Bad and Ariom with me as always. What are you guys smoking tonight?
Yo, I am smoking some Obama runts right now.
Yeah.
Smoke it up.
You always have these Chicago centric strains.
Yeah.
Obama mild sauce.
Love it. Lemon bean.
You dig it.
He is very true to his Chicago roots.
I love it. How about you, JB Bad?
Well, here's the difficult thing about using pens. It is possible to literally set down all of your weed and be able to find it.
Oh my God.
Like, I am up. Wow. Found it. If it had hands, it would have slapped me.
Oh no. We have been smoking for a few hours, folks. A few hours at least.
It's like right in front of me. So I'm on that wedding cake.
Back on that wedding cake.
I do love wedding cake.
I love
wedding cake right now.
You gotta love wedding cake. It's a classic. And I'm on that another classic on the indica or the indica heavy hybrid, depending on the strain that you find. It's that original glue, that GG, and it's really good stuff that I'm enjoying. But was it enough to make me happy at the end of Survivor Series?
Well, it was if Survivor Series would have ended.
Oh man.
Like, come on, we got to get this first, man. We can't. I know we try to do this stuff sequentially, but
no, it's on our mind. It just happened. We hopped off real quick, and then we got back on to record our reactions to the end of Survivor Series, which was a celebration.
I'm so upset.
Of 30 years of the dead man.
And if you listen closely, you will hear the cum dripping from my face because I just got masturbated on. Just all over.
What a jerk fest that was.
My gosh.
What a jerk fest.
And like 30 minutes after the pay-per-view was supposed to be over.
Unbelievable.
Like, I love The Undertaker, but this is the one moment that made me not like the damn Undertaker.
I never want to see him again.
Ever.
I never want to see him
And I didn't really think that going into tonight, but now I'm like, please be done. Please be done.
We've done this at least 3 times already.
At least.
I did not care. At least. We've seen the gifs and the memes about how children and fathers alike have shared their enjoyment of this character. It's done. We did not need this at all.
Like, it was the longest, the most indulgent.
You know what this felt like?
He didn't even celebrate in the ring with all these the 15 people who made entrances beforehand.
You know what this felt like?
What was the point of that?
This felt like an idea that Vince McMahon had like 5 or 10 years ago and was like, you know what would be really cool? If we made it to like the 30th for Undertaker debuting, and then I'll do this. And then he got to this and someone didn't tell him that was a dumbass idea. I'm so upset, y'all. That shit was horrible. I yawned like 7 times.
I don't like, and I'm usually the guy that likes to like give you the benefit of the doubt. I put a lot of mental energy into trying to see what you intended it to be and give you points for that. But man, fuck that, man. That was boring, dog.
It's so boring.
That was boring. 30 minutes of boring after you promised that shit was going to be over.
Everything 30 years of The Undertaker was not.
Oh, yay.
If that is the way that we're saying goodbye to that character in the world of pro wrestling, where a character like that could thrive and survive for 30 fucking years, that is our farewell to that character. I'm
like, and you already did it, man. Like, he rode off into the sunset. He had a match. It's weird that he won it, but who gives a damn? We were done with this, man. We were happy, and then you're gonna bring this old man out there to do that promo in character, which means a word a minute.
Oh. after we watched him eat fucking chicken wings on YouTube.
Yeah.
We saw him
Yeah.
On Entertainment Weekly and People Magazine. This was everything that a work should have been. And I thought it was going to be a work all the way up until the screen went to motherfucking black, because they've pulled that shit on you before, where they throw up the logo and then you think, oh, it's over, but then something happens, and I thought that they're using it. They're just gonna let this go till the last fucking second, and you think he's gonna walk out of the curtain, and then the Fiend comes out, or then Sting is up in the rafters or something.
He burst into flames, or but instead he walks away and jelly beans fly out of my nipples for some sense of hoping for something exciting to happen.
They really thought that Vince McMahon coming out after all these fucking legends and Jeff Hardy and giving a touching little. What the fuck?
Stop it! I can't go back to Jeff Hardy being there for no fucking reason. I can't.
Because he put him over one time? Like,
oh shit.
What a jerk fest. I can't describe it any other way. There's something something absolutely delusional in Vince McMahon's mind, and nobody was able to talk him out of this. Even Undertaker himself had to believe this was a shitty idea.
Man.
He doesn't want to go out like this. What the fuck? Going over AJ Styles in a cinematic match? I mean, that's one thing. Fine. Then I didn't think that was the way he was going to go out. I thought for sure that's cool. We have these cinematic matches now. It's almost like you can prolong the guy's career now, but I never want to see this guy again.
The least they could have done.
Please.
The least they could have done.
Please be done.
Is give me my Stone Cold pop or something. Like if just brought out Stone Cold, I would have felt a little bit better. Holy shit.
I mean, then for what? For him to leave when Vince McMahon comes out?
I would at least been happier.
Out here looking like happier, wearing a bunch of makeup, looking like the lightest George Burns ever.
Just horrible. At least prolong it until the guy can do something in front of a crowd. I mean, this manufactured fake chanting. He's waiting to talk and deliver his last promo ever in WWE because a fake crowd is chanting. What the fuck?
That's crazy.
The most manufactured bullshit ever, and that's how we're saying goodbye to the Undertaker. Sorry.
I'd rather.
Sorry.
If y'all are okay, I want to go towards besides that, a pretty stellar pay-per-view.
Should we talk about
that? Wasn't card? The pay-per-view. Yeah. That was after the pay-per-view.
Technically,
I'm going to do the biggest favor.
It was it's on Survivor Series 2020.
I guess, but they promised that shit was going to be over by 9, and at 9, Roman was walking away, and at 9:30, we were watching a 30-minute
Last Dance part.
Why was that not
part 10?
Why was that not a special on the network immediately following Survivor Series? A goodbye to the Undertaker, where all these legends get together and we all talk about, and it's this one huge episode of the Stone Cold podcast or something, and we get all the legend pops or whatever. Even do it in the fucking ring, but make it a special afterwards. Don't tease it for weeks like it's going to be on fucking Survivor Series. Like, oh, it makes me sick.
Ugh. Yuck. But anyway, I'm gonna do. You're right, Ariom. Thank you.
You are right, Ariom. You are steering us to the power of positivity. That's what we've been on the 420 Pro Wrestling Hour so far. This is a small blemish.
It was a good card. It was a good card. It really was, man. Yeah. I'm a smoke.
Let's take a hit and clear the palate.
Let's take a hit. And the last thing I'll say on this is that on the last episode of the 420 Wrestling Hour, I made a proclamation to get more passionate about AEW.
Same.
After I declared that, for the first time in a long time, I watched the whole episode of Dynamite. I really enjoyed it, which really helped me along to say, I'm going to keep watching this every week. And after seeing this shit go down tonight, I cannot wait to watch AEW again and talk about it. I'm just really turned off by WWE right now. But you're right, Ariom. This card is worth talking about. So let's cleanse the palate and get into it.
Get into it.
Woosah, smoke sa.
So we did for the first time, because this was our first pay-per-view watching together for our podcast. We did calculate our scores on what we guess per match, and Over Easy won the first round. So I think let's call claps. Let's smoke up to that for sure.
Boo.
I'll take it.
He had inside information.
No, it's
cheated.
It's called high-minded wrestling knowledge.
He He held the tights on my pick. It's a fast count.
There was some low blows going on.
It was like 1, 2, 3 matches in a row. He was right. I don't want to cheating.
It happens. But I was wrong about the most important thing, which was the end of the show. But anyway, I won't go back to it anymore.
So how did we start? What was the first match of the night?
There's a battle royal in the pre-show, right?
It
was the battle royal in the pre-show.
I watched it.
Moving on.
I mean, we came in on it I came in like right at the end. Could you tell our millions and millions of fans what that battle royal was what the prize to that was?
Prize to anything.
So Miz could be like, "Hey, I won a battle royal just like Money in the Bank, and I have this briefcase."
Like, there it is.
That's it.
There it is, man.
It's a paycheck for a lot of guys who need a paycheck because they're on the payroll.
God bless them.
They're independent contractors, guys. They got to work to get paid, and
is that true?
What it is.
So
yes.
I thought they
don't get health insurance.
No, I knew that, but I thought they had like a yearly contract, like a year's salary.
I don't know the nuts and bolts of it, but I'm pretty sure they're considered independent contractors. I know they have like non-complete, and they do. I think they can contract you for a certain amount of years or whatever. But yeah, I'm kind of ignorant about it.
Yeah, me too. I guess
probably far more of them are independent contractors than should be.
Yes,
like I bet Roman's got a contract, but
it may be tier based. Yeah,
Nikki Cross or Adam Gray on who's feuding with Timothy Thatcher might not.
Exactly. I think that's the difference. Is the top of the card guys are have sweeter deals, and I think that was discussed a lot with Zelina Vega. Because she was pretty much, I guess, making more money on Twitch than she was on her WWE contract. So just go with that.
Damn.
But anyway, that's off the point.
But yeah, so main show. Did we start with the men's Survivor Series? That's how we started with, right?
That was the top of the show, yeah.
Yeah, that was the top.
All right, so
what are we high on?
What do you think?
I don't know, man.
What are we high on that?
Keith Lee's new music.
You came
Keith Lee's new music.
Keith Lee's new music. Let us not. Yeah, it's already a win for this entire. Keith Lee has new music.
That was my quote. That was my quote before the bell even rung. I was like, I do not care what happens in this match. It's already a plus for me because of Keith Lee's music. And I said it would be an even plus if Keith gets the pin and we hear it again. And it happened. Well, so really, I have no complaints because that happened. But I will say, for going into this match, caring nothing about the stakes of it, something happened over the course of these weeks where I was unknowingly becoming very smitten by this ragtag Raw group of this Raw team, and I was really rooting for them over the course of this match. I found myself really liking this group, and I was glad they won in an interesting way. I did not see that coming. Them just totally annihilating SmackDown. What did you guys think?
Well, for me, I'm always strong on that idea that Matt Riddle should be a heel. This is not my best night for that argument because he really made Raw look really lovable.
Mm-hmm. Like, yes,
like that whole everything you like about him. And I don't want to say it's because of him, but he helped accentuate those things.
Absolutely,
yes.
Like playing off him makes people really, really lovable. Like he did the thing for Pete Dunne. He did it for Timothy Thatcher for that short amount of time. Like something about him makes you like everyone else.
He's a loyal
around him.
Bro.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hold to my point, but I'm not gonna push it too hard tonight.
It's not time yet.
Not my day for me to be saying he should be heel. Not tonight. He was looking pretty good as a babyface.
Yeah.
I think the right team got the win. We talked about when we were watching it, SmackDown didn't do anything to make their team interesting. There was no cohesion. There was no drama between them. I just didn't care. So it was nice to see Riddle get some great action in. Keith Lee pick up the pin. AJ Styles was fun here too. Yeah, I dug it. I think I dug it. Something where there's nothing up for grabs. It was a good match.
I do like that, and maybe I'll look more fondly back on this as we talk about more of the show. The drama with SmackDown's side really did extend through the night into the rest of things. Stuff
That's
going
true.
On with Jey Uso. So the best parts of what happened, or even the point of what was happening with SmackDown, wasn't from bell to bell.
Yeah,
right.
And
I think it was serving to.
And we got something really cool from Seth Rollins that we're like,
that was what I was going to say.
I don't know. We don't know where that's going. Like, that was really interesting. He just kind of like gave his face up. That was crazy.
I don't know why. I don't remember seeing something like that before. I love
Me too.
Yeah. So like maybe it's a little better than we give it credit for. Like I think SmackDown stuff, it was never about the match, and Raw stuff was about the match.
I think you're right. Mm-hmm. And I didn't I mean, when the match was over and they all posed, I was like, wow, I love that. There was a lovable group. And then you had the stuff on the other side with Jay failing Roman again and Seth sacrificing himself. I thought it was a pretty well booked Survivor Series match for it having pretty much no stakes going into it.
Absolutely. I smoke up.
Well, yeah, I'll give it a smoke up. I'm high on it.
I'll smoke up.
I'll definitely smoke with that one.
Then we had my boys New Day versus my boys Street Profits.
The greatest tag team of all time, the Street Profits.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that, Ariom?
All you gotta have is an S-curl and a dream, and you can be
the greatest
tag team
and the greatest frog splash you've ever seen.
That does help.
Come on, man.
It does help. That frog splash is nice.
It's blasphemous to say. Is it blasphemous to say that he's got that's the best frog splash ever? I mean,
you might
Eddie. I mean, Eddie's the classic, but
maybe I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna straddle the fence because I like sharp things in my butt. But I'm gonna go. He's the most athletic one.
Yes.
He gets the highest. He lands the hardest. Like
let me watch a frog splash compilation on YouTube and then I'll get back to you. But I mean it's so impressive the airtime that dude gets.
Yeah, and even their finisher, him like flipping over there.
Yes,
like catching the head and then I don't know what it's called.
Is that their finisher?
If not
Blockbuster.
The Blockbuster. Yeah, I thought that was a setup, but I don't know.
I mean, is that like their proper finisher, or is that just something cool they did for this match?
I've seen them do it.
Yeah, I don't remember them doing that all the time.
I've seen them do it before. Yeah.
Is that their like super move?
But I don't know if it's their finisher.
Feud ender. Yeah. Like Walter's splash. Like he doesn't when he breaks that one out, that's how you know
it's done.
Like, okay.
It's done.
we ain't playing no games. Like a lariat will do you in a pinch, a power bomb in a tough one. But when the splash comes out, must be pay-per-view time.
Let's go. But I got the Street Profits pulling out against the New Day, so a little bit of a passing of the torch there, I guess. I mean, the New Day is obviously not done by any stretch of the imagination, but fun match, great entrances as always. I mean, I'd watch these two tags go at it any time.
Yeah.
I think
Gears of War gear was awesome.
Hopefully, there's a long. Yeah. Oh yeah, that New Day gear.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what fooled me. Had me think they would win the match. That's one of the picks I had to start playing catch up because I thought they would go with the people they're promoting a video game around. But you know what? Why not? I'm excited to see like we talked about this. Like I've been giving Ariom a hard time about him calling Street Profits possibly one of the greatest of all time. But like these are the matches that I want to see out of them.
Yep.
And I want to see them like show me more. Like now we need a good feud for them, where it really shows like something deeper than we did the Viking Warriors until they got hurt, and that was showing they can throw some fun stuff around. But let's get a good Uso feud in there, a good blood feud that makes them dig deep or make them turn heel. Let's see that those teeth come out, and then like a good couple years of run, like they could be that next great tag team. And I'm really excited to see what they do.
It's interesting.
And we touched on something earlier.
That's interesting. That's interesting. It's just interesting because when we talked about FTR earlier, and this is like an AEW kind of like riding it in there, but I'm gonna take it. Is like I talked about why I didn't understand it. You thought they were like one of the best is because I didn't really watch their NXT run. So like, but I did watch their WWE run. So it's like even if they had like a really amazing NXT run. How are they still like one of the greatest of all time when they had like a span of 2 years where like they did literal nothing?
You want to jump in on that, Ilva?
Because it wasn't their fault.
I mean, yeah. Like they were that good at NXT, and what happened in WWE was so not their fault. Like every time they got a match, they knocked it out of the park, and Vince was like, "They look funny, embarrass them."
They're little. Yeah, let's make them funny. I don't think they ever had a real chance to succeed on the main roster.
Like it was one of the great like NXT call up failures. Like it belongs along EC3, like fundamentally cutting the legs out from underneath the character. These guys suck, said Vince, and they never got great opportunities except to get embarrassed. You know, he built them a little bit just to embarrass them with DX. But their NXT, but to answer your question, their NXT run was so good that they're still following that blueprint. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the mark of greatness, when everything after you bears your mark. They're still wrestling matches with those double spots and those simultaneous submission moves and stuff like that. That's all revival stuff that they're still doing in NXT.
Yeah.
All right. They bore me.
I get it. Listen, I get it. You cannot compare on a charisma point. You cannot compare the New Day and the Street Profits to even to the Young Bucks. I mean, it's just they're always going to be more entertaining as a whole to me. Yeah. But
this is like comparing The Rock and Undertaker's promo work.
Yes, but it's just, I'm talking about tag team wrestling as an art form in between the ropes, the psychology of that,
and drawing money.
I think that's my point, though. As far as like greatest of all time, I think it's more than in-ring wrestling. And you want to talk about drawing money? No one's drew more money than New Day. No one.
I mean,
New Day has their own tag team championship belt in the WWE store based off of the power of positivity. No one else is ever going to get their own tag team belt.
Now, I love New Day. I consider them more of a group than a tag team.
Yeah.
Mostly because all of their tag team reigns have been like, is it Big E and Kofi? Is it Kofi? Like, they've all passed it around. Mostly it's the group nature of that.
That's always been weird to me. I've got to be honest. I know it's the Freebird rule and everything, but who are the other like modern day Freebird rules that have held the tag team belts as a trio?
It's kind of just the New Day.
Not a ton. So it's always been weird to me. It's like that's not really a tag team as a duo.
And it's not that gives them less credit. It just puts them in a separate category.
It kind of gives them a little bit of an advantage because they've always got that out, in the world of kayfabe. That's like the outside advantage on the ring, or the extra bit of power of positivity to help them through whatever you want to say. That's always why, to me, I mean, of course, they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. They're tag team champions. Yeah. But
that's the only thing that keeps them out of the greatest, is that they're more group than tag team for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't see it that way, but I do understand the logic.
Like, who's the best duo of New Day match? Like the greatest New Day matches, were they involving Xavier and Kofi, or did they have to involve Big E? Like it.
I think that's simplifying it.
Combination.
I think that's simplifying it to saying that it's only two people, but it's three people with two belts, and they switch in and out, and that's just how that works. I think it's simplifying.
Yeah, I mean that's how they work. Uniquely them and the Freebirds. That's what makes them unique, right. And they're you can like we talked about this earlier. Like, being not the greatest of all time doesn't mean you suck. Like,
right.
Like they're still
I know, and that's
team.
how I feel about FTR. I'm not saying they suck. I just don't think they're the greatest of all
away
time.
From the New Day. There's just times where they've wrestled a series of matches with another tag team that was two people, and then the next match, the New Day would switch a guy out. So it'd be like, well, this is, Big E's more fresh the next night than these two guys. Both
for a while, I thought Xavier was just a manager. I didn't know that.
Well, a lot of times one of them's been injured and it's worked out that way. So, but I'm not taking anything away from the New Day.
You can't.
The greatest.
You
can't do that.
You couldn't possibly.
Don't want to. But yeah, passing of the torch, that's going to be something special.
Yes. And that was the start of that tonight. I thought that was a really well-booked match. Mm-hmm. I really did not know who was going to win.
All right, let's smoke up to that one then.
We shall. But I did guess it right, so.
Hey, kiss my ass.
And just like in Survivor Series, I win nothing. There's no stakes. I've won no prize for my victory.
You and The Miz have accomplished the same thing tonight.
I was thinking the whole time, especially when they were putting they're showing the promos or whatever of the contract signing and the juxtaposition of the Roman's cartoonish blue belt and Drew's like awesome WWE championship. And I'm also high, and I just lost my train of thought, so that sucks.
It was a good one. We missed that train. It was wonderful to watch it go by.
The train 47 and went. I didn't even try to find the thought. I just knew, and I just segued right into that. I forgot.
Remember, you know what was funny to me? I listened back to like the second episode, and baby. You when you tried to say the North American NXT Championship, but you went through like every fucking country and continent.
Americana, yes.
Americano.
1776 apple pie.
Stars and Stripes.
Man.
My father.
Oh, man.
My father will win. Stop the steal. Stop the steal.
Stop counting. But count at other places.
Stop. Keep counting. No,
keep counting. Stop counting over there.
What we have next?
Bobby.
There was a point I was trying to make, but the train got derailed. We were talking. Yeah, I have no idea what I was going to talk about with those belts. The point is that the train is coming back to the station.
If you could see the light in his eyes as he remembered that thought.
You better go. You better go before you forget.
Again. Don't make me forget. That's exactly right. Shut up. What I was talking about while we were watching the show is I thought I wish they would consolidate these belts. I wish that the top belts, the championship, the Intercontinental, whatever. Maybe there's 2 mid-card belts, so you keep it interesting, but they're not show-specific. And Survivor Series would be a great show to consolidate those belts. So I was thinking the whole time, like, these matches would have such high stakes if they were winner takes all. Like, whoever wins is the champion now, and they bounce back between the shows. That would be more interesting to me. I think all of these championships muddy the water a little bit, and that was especially illuminated by seeing the dumb blue belt next to Drew's awesome belt. That's just my opinion, but anyway, the Kofi or the New Day match was awesome.
That's a good point.
Kofi's New
Day. I hear that.
I'm just really happy I remembered my point.
So what match we have next?
Bobby, Sammy.
Bobby and Sammy.
Oh
yeah.
Mid-card belt. Speak of the devil.
Sami Zayn.
Damn.
He
Bobby
sold
Lashley
like a motherfucker.
Good.
And Bobby Lashley is a big bitch. In a good way.
Yes.
In a good way.
Nah, Bobby, you heard that. Ariom wants a piece.
I mean,
all right?
Come find me, bro.
He's trying to go one-on-one.
Come find me, bro.
Let's just get it. He will say that to your
I'll
chest.
take that ass whooping just to meet you.
Just to meet you. No, I don't want to meet you that bad.
I'd go in the Hurt Lock for like $500. I'd go in the Hurt Lock for like 30 seconds.
Nah, man.
30 seconds it would kill me. 5 seconds maybe.
He would sensuously slide up behind me, lace his hands behind my neck, and go,
"Oh my God.
I heard what you said about me on the first show." Yeah!
Yeah, you didn't know you were on that type of podcast.
He twists my head smooth off.
But talk about belts. That United States Championship belt is sexy.
Oh man,
yeah, it's gorgeous.
So good, and with the black and gold attire and the entrance, it's beautiful.
Man,
every part of it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
He is a scary motherfucker, Bobby Lashley, and I think everything that happened in this match was happened as it should have, and it was
fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. You got to see Sami Zayn be funny and entertaining and conspiracy theory-ish, and Sami Zayn's in my top 5 all time. I love that guy, and it has to do a lot with his out of the ring persona when he's out of character.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think everything happened that should have. It was kind of a filler match.
Yep.
We should have had Retribution and Hurt Business doing a Survivor Series match because there was a real feud going on there, and it would have been nice if they showed up and Sami Zayn was in cahoots with them somehow, but it ain't what we got.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about there are no stakes in Survivor Series. That's all you need. Just put together some teams that want to fight each other and let them fight each other.
Right.
It's that easy, right?
You don't actually need to put anything up for grabs. Just
no one cares that you're on Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
You get paid the same on both shows, I'm sure. So
don't you ever try to put Fox and USA on the back of your t-shirts like that's gonna matter to me.
Oh my God!
Like those,
don't you ever?
Like those wrestlers care about any of those networks?
Mm-hmm.
Insulting.
Absolutely not.
Fuck the Undertaker.
Don't fuck the Undertaker. Fuck Vince McMahon.
No, fuck everybody who decided that was a good idea.
Yeah,
and
fuck the Undertaker for saying yes to that. He fucked his whole career up doing that.
I don't know how much he got paid, but I'll fucking walk around the fucking arena for you You want to pay me?
Oh, come on.
Nah, man. Fuck him for not having saved enough money to not need it by now.
Yes.
It's been 30 years. Like, shit, man.
He probably got paid like shit for 10 of that motherfucking years.
Probably.
Why were we all crying at WrestleMania like 4 years ago or whatever? This is ridiculous. Anyway.
Anyways, Sammy Bobby.
We're going to keep sliding it back in.
You smoke up to it or no?
In.
Smoke up to it or no?
Yeah, just for cleanliness.
Yeah, why not? It was quick and easy. I like the fact that Sami Zayn and Bobby both have these belts in there. You know, it's great.
Yeah, I'm fine. It was good. I smoke up to it.
What do we have next? The
Empress of Tomorrow versus It's Boss Time!
Women's Championship. Yeah, another match that just did what it needed to do.
You know, this was the one I was most excited about on the card as far as a wrestling match goes. And in that respect, it was a tad bit underwhelming, but I still really liked it.
Yeah.
And I think it was, again, I got it right. I predicted it right. Sasha,
if you listen to that cracking sound, that's him breaking his arm, patting himself on the back.
It is. Ow. But that was the story. They laid it right out for you. You know, Asuka had Sasha's number, and she had never beaten her by pinfall or pin or submission, and she got the job done.
Yeah, just good old fashioned good storytelling.
Made sense.
Right, I liked it. It's an up for me.
And we talked about, JB, you talk about how the best place for a wrestler to be is where they don't need to win, but losing won't hurt them. And it's nice after Asuka lost all those matches just in a row, where I think it was like 2018, either 2018 and 2019, where Vince just did not know what he wanted to do. I mean, she was jobbing Carmella. And it's nice to see her just like, she can take a loss and she's still dope. Like, she can still be the Raw Women's Champion. She can still beat anyone in that ring. And as an Asuka fan, I freaking love it.
Yeah, like, being the person who can never lose is tough, because eventually you have to. And then what? You know?
Yeah.
Like, you really got to be able to pivot. Like, they still don't quite know what to do with Braun Strowman, because he's not the guy you can beat all the time. It's hard to put belts on him, because how do you take him off without looking like a big dummy? You just, that's where you want to be as a performer, I think.
And she's right there. She's right there. I really liked the end, after Sasha was victorious, and there was that lingering look of like I thought she was gonna snap, but she held off. And that there's always that chance with Asuka.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
And I'm happy to not see Carmella.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even want to say it when we were predicting, but I was like, chances are we'll get this match to a point where we're loving it, ferociously and wanting to see a clean finish, and then Carmella will come out and super kick Sasha, and it'll be a DQ. But luckily that didn't happen.
Thankfully.
As much as I love Carmella.
Prayerfully.
She looks pretty touchable to me, though. I don't know.
Carmella?
Well, she says she's untouchable. I beg to differ. It's pretty touchable. Anyway.
Following that, we had the Women's Survivor Series.
Wait, we smoke up to that one for sure, right?
Oh, yeah, we smoke. We can't disrespect Asuka. We got Asuka fan 3000 here.
Definitely. I mean, I get, it was definitely assumed, but just for our millions,
I just want you guys to know that
and millions
has 5
fans,
5 different Asuka masks.
I wish that was true.
He has 5 different ones.
I wish that was true.
And he wears them throughout the week.
Asuka masks. Sponsor me.
He wears them as a mask.
Listen, Asuka mask.
In stores.
Asuka mask. Do the right thing.
If you pull off the mask, there is another Asuka mask beneath it.
He brews his own green mist.
I've never seen his face. Honestly. I've never seen Ariom's face.
Women's Survivor Series.
2 women's matches in a row. You gotta love it.
You get it. Mm-hmm. So what do we think?
This ended up being pretty entertaining, I think.
The finish was trash. It was gross.
Oh God, this was the lipstick.
This was Lana
the
standing on the stairs for the entire 20 minutes or whatever this was given, and Bianca Belair giving us an amazing performance.
Bianca Belair was the standout,
and
Lana
Nia
wins,
not injuring anybody.
Good for her. Let's smoke up for that. Everyone,
I'd hurt nobody.
Everyone came out uninjured. That's good.
Well, so far that we know of.
Yeah, we haven't heard. Peyton Royce sprained her shoulder. God damn it.
Looking at Nia Jax.
Actually, Tamina was injured in the match somehow. You didn't notice? You didn't notice, but she was in the match. She did participate in the match. It's crazy.
I'm glad that Vince McMahon had a good time with this match.
Explain.
You talking about the camera angles?
That's that. Oh, stop that.
That was maybe Kevin Dunn, I guess.
That's that good old WWE booking for an audience of one stuff. Like, what was this meant to accomplish?
Yeah, for Lana's great championship push.
Like I said, I'm the guy's like, hey man, like, you never know. You got to have moving parts and moving characters, and like, no, really though, what would you possibly be trying to build?
I have no idea. I mean, you admitted yourself that you were maybe starting to find some sympathy for her because she'd been put through this table 9 times.
Yeah.
But so maybe you have her like do some sort of babyface thing in this match and like actually fight and like do something good to get the team behind her, and all of a sudden the team's like, oh shit, we shouldn't have doubted Lana. Right. And she actually wins or something, and then maybe you get something out of it. But the whole thing was stupid. I mean, she was still a bad guy at the end. She won in a chicken shit way. She didn't do anything. She looked pathetic. She looked dumb. I mean, what was
like, what are we supposed to feel?
I don't know, man.
Are we supposed to be happy for her that she won?
I feel nothing.
We received it in abundance.
I want more Bianca.
One more Bianca for sure.
I mean.
And Sasha, Shayna Baszler. Always love her.
Yeah. And I would love to see some Ruby.
I at least wanted to see, Ruby, who took a hard kick to the face.
Ooh,
she did. Sure did. And Liv had a pretty good showing, too.
For sure.
A lot of people had a good showing. It was just the ending was just because Vince said stuff's funny.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad match. I enjoyed a lot of the sequences, but just as a story, don't know what the point was.
So we gonna smoke for that one?
At the end of the day, I respect what the work that they put in, but I'm not high on it.
Yeah, we'll pass on that one too.
Yeah, it's for such a really good card. It was definitely a sore spot, and I knew that going into it. It just there was nothing going on there besides Nia putting Lana through tables 9 times.
It just reminds me that Survivor Series it's in some ways they were able to progress some of the storylines, but at least as far as the women's storylines go, this did nothing to progress them. It's almost like you got to put it on hold to do a pay-per-view, and then we'll get back to Carmella super kicking Sasha the next night on Raw or whatever show they're on. I don't remember, but I don't know.
Yeah.
No point.
But then, out comes the Chief and the Scottish Warrior.
Man.
2 Goliaths here.
Yeah, the horses.
He kicked out.
WrestleMania rematch.
Kicked out on 2 9/10. Man.
Love that one.
2 9/10.
What do you think? What do you think about that match? So what do you think of just of the presence of those two in the ring?
Superstars.
Yes, come on now.
Superstars.
We talked about it last week. I mean, it's there's something palpable there for sure.
So good.
But what about the match?
These two just know how to go. Like, Drew's a WWE body with indie experience. Like, that's a bad combination.
So many times that I just thought that, like...
Keith Lee, too. That's what I love about both of those guys.
For sure. So many times that I thought that it could have been over on moves that were neither of their finishers. Because I just thought they brought the intensity. And it was just... The stakes were so high from the first bell. We talked about when we were watching it that submission move out of that spear reversal by Drew. Come on, man! Just like
fluidity.
It's so nice to see McIntyre getting that spotlight that he deserves after so much time, in my opinion, being underrated, with them not knowing how to push him.
I mean, it feels like he's just right where he's supposed to be, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's all coming together right now. I can't think of a single part of his journey that seems wasted. And Roman up there just effortlessly cool. Like anybody who's trying to bring off that kind of badass, get yourself a Paul Heyman. You can't be that scary without somebody there to be afraid of you.
Yep, that's it.
I thought you froze on me over. Your eyes closed.
You guys are frozen on me, but at least I can still hear you.
That works.
There you go.
Oh, we're all frozen on mine, but the audio is still good, and that's all that matters to our eight fans.
But yeah, that the presence that Paul Heyman gives Roman is something special.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Yeah, that's like we were talking about. It's kind of like same thing that Paul Bearer would do for Taker. It's just like the fear and the awe in his eyes gave us our cue of how to react to it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's a beautiful thing.
And then when you have that working for you, it just takes little things from Roman, just small little things like just the way he'll stare at the ring or his moments of stillness. It's a great combination.
Yeah, smoke up for it for sure.
You think the right person won?
Yeah. They kept Drew with enough steam coming off that loss to Randy, to make it make sense for him to get the belt back from Randy. And as far as Roman goes, I don't think he can take a loss right now. Not while he's trying to assert this dominance over Jay, and then now that's about to come Jimmy. Like, I think he has to be the guy for a while, and I don't know who's gonna break that, but it's a good ride I think we're on.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think about Jay getting it right finally?
I liked that. I didn't see that coming like you did when we were watching, but I really, really dug that. I was into it.
Yeah, I was like, you can't beat up on Jay the whole time, otherwise the story's going to be one note. He's going to have to get one of these right eventually. All right, hot titties, let's go.
We're back.
With warm breastises.
Do we even remember what we left off talking about?
We were finishing up talking about the end of Survivor Series. The end of the real Survivor
Paul
Series.
Heyman and Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. And that was how the show ended. So, were we high on the main event?
Definitely. Smoke up for sure.
Oh, yeah. Like, anytime two big stars and two big houses are going at it, that's why we love this sport.
Absolutely. And do you guys think that this storyline is over? Or is there a future to be had? Maybe going towards WrestleMania with these two? Or do you think that's another main event?
What do you think, Ariom?
Maybe down the road. I think one of them's going to have to lose the belt in order for that to happen. I don't think it would be a champion versus champion match again. And if that's the case, it would have to be Drew losing the belt and Drew beating Roman. Maybe Mania.
Yeah, we got time to build towards that.
Yeah, we'll see. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. I love both of these guys, especially Roman, but then Drew is so big time right now too. But
so good, both of them.
Great two guys to have at the top of the card.
I don't know if we touched on this before we went out, but like, what do you think about Jay getting it right? Like,
we did
excited about that?
But yeah. We
might not have got
we did, yeah. But
we
I don't
did.
know.
I think we might have lost
Breezy on that. We can use it, or we can go back on it. But you never got to talk about it. So
no, I mean, I thought that was a great touch, a great layer. I mean, he failed again in the actual match, in the Survivor Series match, and against Daniel Bryan the week before. So he's let him down twice, and this time he finally got it right. Family over everything.
Hey.
Even if I tell you to go away, you come back and you help me stay at the head of this table. So we'll see. It'll be interesting going forward what happens with Jimmy, because he's shunned now a little bit.
Yeah, cast out.
Shall we move into some NXT or AEW or?
Yeah, let's move to Wednesday night.
We had a week leading up to Survivor Series here that we haven't talked about yet. So lots of good shit happened. What are you guys especially high on that you want to begin with?
Let's stay in
WWE,
and I just want to start off with Leon Ruff, man. Like, geez, I was very confused because I ended up watching NXT on, I think, Friday morning, and I didn't watch it live, but I saw that NXT's Instagram had posted like a package of Leon Ruff video content, and I was like, oh, they're like trying to give him a push, but like they're acting like he's a fool. But then upon like watching NXT, I was like, oh, he's trying to take some ownership and be like, no, I may be small, I may be thin, but like, you better watch out for me. And when he slapped Damian Priest and walked away, I was into it, bro. I popped. Like, I want to see more of that. I want to see more Leon Ruff instantly. That's crazy.
Yes.
I want to see where it goes. I mean, I feel like Damian Priest is giving me a lot of Razor Ramon vibes, and every Razor Ramon needs is 1, 2, 3 kid. Like, I don't actually want to see him like not get along for extended periods of time. But like, if this, as long as this leads to a nice friendship and a burgeoning respect, yeah, why not? Like, I don't really want to see Damian be really mad and angry with him and want to go after Leon Ruff, but
no
need to make Ruff a piece of shit. And they didn't.
Just the fact that Leon Ruff is still in the picture is a win for me.
Yeah.
The fact that it wasn't just get it right off of him and get to what really matters. He's still the champion, and then he showed some fire, and then I think near the end of the episode he demands a triple threat match from William Regal for the championship. So that may be where it ends for Leon, but hey, you never know.
War Games is gonna be fun,
and some good shit.
War Games is gonna be fun.
You think it goes to War Games?
For Leon Ruff.
I hadn't thought about the possibility of it not, but I guess it could happen on NXT Wednesday. I think it'd be fun on War Games.
I agree.
It would be.
I like having that belt on the card, but maybe he loses it before, and then we have like an actual Damian Priest Gargano match. Actually, in hindsight, I like that more.
How long ago? How far away is War Games?
It's like December 6th. Like, it's only 2 weeks from today, I think.
Oh God.
It's coming up quick. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
It's gonna have to be there.
He's still gonna be champ then.
Yeah.
Is it really that soon?
Yeah, awesome. It's pretty quick. I'll confirm. For the listeners.
So who's gonna be in that? You got the Kings of NXT and Undisputed Era.
That's the War Games. Like they just need to name this NXT Undisputed Era Games. They've been in every War Games.
Yeah.
It's true.
It just works.
I don't know why they don't win. They don't win as many of them as you would think they would, being in as many of them as they've been. But
December 6th, y'all. Yep, 2 weeks from tonight. So
December 6th. Oh yes, I can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
Love a War Game.
Me too, man. It's gonna be good. I love that.
What else was on NXT?
I'm just kind of switching around. So if it's something you want to go back to in the card, please. But Io Shirai Ripley, bro, like
jumping straight to the main event.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going like in an order of card because we can though.
No, you don't have to go in order. No, just
as far as things
we want to do.
I'm fucking high on Io and Rhea, man. Io Shirai, like
that's what we talk about.
I think Rhea was on the apron and Io Shirai like power bombed Rhea through a fucking table, like her tiny ass. I was like, oh my god, I was so into this damn match, bro. Two beasts at what they do. Two beasts.
Rhea is a star. Io's the standard bearer of NXT.
Yep. Let's go, Rhea. Where you want to go? Monday or Friday?
Yes.
Let's go.
It's time. It's time.
She's got nothing else. She's got nothing else to do on Wednesday nights.
You got Toni Storm in the role that she would be in. Yep. They need to be kept away from each other. Yeah, just send her on up too. I think to SmackDown because Sasha needs stuff to do.
Yep.
And but Asuka needs stuff to do too.
Asuka needs stuff to do too.
Fuck.
Neither one of them have anyone to wrestle right now.
Well, Sasha's got Carmella, so I guess she's got to go to the other show.
Good point.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, that was a big time match. I loved it, and the show of respect at the end to two of my all time favorite NXT wrestlers for sure.
I mean, you guys don't want to discuss the glory that was the blindfold match.
Oh my gosh! I tried to forget about that. Was that? But that was the thing. It started for like
Cameron Grimes.
It was like 45 seconds, and they took them off, and they were just gone. I was like, "What's the whole point?"
Did you want it to go on long? It's a blindfold match.
I didn't want it to go on ever.
It wasn't a blindfold match. It was a hood that was clearly see through.
Clearly, bro.
Obviously.
That was dumb. That was dumb.
Let's see.
They deserve better. What else happened?
Johnny ran in on Damian to set up the triple threat. That was the fire we talked about. There was something else that happened.
Timothy Thatcher. I don't care about him.
Yes, that was it.
But if you insert Tommaso Ciampa into any program, I am in.
I like Timothy Thatcher.
Thatch can.
I mean, like he is really committed to that style of wrestling, like that really snug style. Like he does it and it means something. It's a different style of match.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, like everyone else stuff looks the same. He is definitely a different breed.
Yeah, I love every match he does. He's fun to watch.
And also, I kind of like how we talked about last week. The Thatch and Thatch can. It functions as a very good breakdown of actual moves. You know?
Yeah. It's a great little mid-card segment. I enjoy it every week.
Yeah.
Or every time they do it, at least.
I can dig.
He's got great facial expressions, too. Like, when he got sat on his butt by Gray, and the way he looked at him was like, I am embarrassed, and I'm going to disembowel you as soon as I get up from here.
Yeah.
Like, I just love how he sells some of his frustration. It's good stuff. Also, he's a good guy. He's a baby face. He don't start none. He won't be none. He has told several people, I got no problem with you. Leave me alone. He always tries to de-escalate situations. I appreciate that about him. Bump into somebody. Excuse me. I was just moving.
I really thought about that.
I ain't got no problems here. It's just, excuse me. I'm a big guy, big shoulders.
I did not think about
it. He apologizes and takes it down a step every time, and no one ever takes him up on that. They just want to keep fighting. I'm like, all right.
Interesting.
Like, learn to take an apology. Excuse me, I stepped on your shoe. My mistake. And then they just want to fight him. God bless him. But yeah, I mean, that was NXT, I guess. I was like,
well, then you had the Undisputed Era.
Oh
came
yeah,
back.
right.
Finn Balor. That was the very end of the show.
Very end.
So Finn's back. I was over here thinking last week that it was not going to look good for Finn, and that he was going to have to, relinquish the title and be out for a while with whatever ailment he's got. But I guess that's not the case.
Now, okay, maybe it's because I'm high. Does War Games take place at the same time every year?
I can find that out right now too.
Canary on it. Find it out because if they
Canary get on it.
If they, God bless you, the Canary is great. Like,
send your little birdies out, figure this shit out.
Because it is very fortuitous that they have the one pay-per-view where the championship is never to really defend it.
Right?
Doesn't have to be. They stuck the champion in there like the last two times in War Games and didn't have like a title match.
So you don't think Finn will defend it at War Games?
I got an answer for you. War Games 2017, which I believe was the first one, was in November 18th. War Games 2018, November 17th. November 23rd, December 6th. So like roughly,
around this time. That's a good time.
Yeah.
They got lucky. So it's a perfect. They can give Finn a little more time because War Games is the main event. Yeah,
because he didn't want to get involved in that fight. Maybe he's not quite ready yet, but he's not far away if he's not giving up the belt.
I mean, but that's okay. When did he get hurt? The last pay-per-view?
Mm-hmm.
So a month till this one, and then another month till his next match.
But how many people are in War Games?
4.
4 on each side, so 8 total.
Yeah.
Undisputed Era versus someone else. That's the way it
I was like, will Finn have to be in that match? But I guess not.
Yeah, so that maybe he can do some physicality, but he doesn't have to do anything that he might break his jaw.
But that was some great. That was a great comeback.
Yeah.
Undisputed Era. I popped.
Yeah.
I'm high.
And I definitely agree with what y'all said about Pete Dunne. Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks dope and scary.
He's a murderer.
Yep.
I thought he was the when they came out on Finn, I was like, Pete's the one.
Yeah.
who's the challenge here.
Yeah.
So
keep him on a short leash.
Totally believe.
Oof. He's like a dog ready to run, bro.
I totally buy Pete Dunne challenging for the NXT Championship.
Yeah. Good on him.
Woo!
Either one, the North American or that one. They both look great on him.
Ooh, taking it off Leon and just bitch slapping him.
I'm always a fan of that. Like, if Leon could make it out of, I could even see Leon making it as far as out of War Games. Somehow, they're too busy messing with each other, and Leon escapes with the belt, only to get his shit wrecked unceremoniously next Wednesday.
That would be dope.
He's like, I finally made it. I'm a champion. I made it. Oh, God, I'm dead.
Snap.
Please no, you're taking everything from me.
And Leon Ruff was never seen again. He was killed.
I do like how they let Pat McAfee just say whatever. Like, he's accusing Pete of killing people.
Yes.
Repeatedly. Dead.
Real talk.
He's a killer. He's a murderer. Mm-hmm. But good stuff, I guess.
Good stuff.
NXT.
Yeah, let's talk about the AEW. Let's talk about the other Wednesday night. The Wednesday Night War.
The great
Dynamite.
AEW that now Over Easy is high on because of that 30-minute jerk fest of the Undertaker.
I tell you what, I'm an AEW guy now.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm trying to be like Over Easy a little bit because I kind of talked so much shit on AEW last week.
They're gonna do that to their biggest character of all time. That's how they're gonna send him out.
I'm trying to give AEW the benefit of the doubt, and I've been thinking like, why is it that I can't get into this product? Like, why is it that I am so resistant, even when I was really giving effort earlier this year? And I realized that, man, I got into wrestling so much so on spectacle, and I thought it was never really about like in-ring wrestling to me, and so like that's never my focus. And there's something about AEW where I just am not being immersed in it, like whatever it is. WWE, for better or worse, immerses you in something, in like their world. But for AEW, everything just seems like so many different ways. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but like, it seems like so many different promotions in one. And that is like obvious to me in the music and the entrances. Like, I don't know. I'm trying my best, and that's not to like start this being like, I hate AEW. I really want to keep giving it another try. But like, I was realizing like that's what may be my disconnect.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's interesting. That's interesting. For me, the disconnect, I always felt that it was tied to the WCW vibe, and it reminded me of the height of my fandom during the Monday Night Wars, and how everything about WCW kind of made my skin crawl. As a kid, I was just such a WWF kid. I hated Nitro. There was like the kids in my school who watched WCW. We really looked down on them. It was like, nah. That's not our bag. Looking back, I know it's dumb. And I've watched a lot of Nitro since it's been on the network because as a kid, I never watched it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I would try to watch a pay-per-view because there was nothing else to do. And my dad would buy it for me. And I would just be like, these aren't my guys. I can't. These aren't my guys. It's just what. So sometimes now that it has that kind of vibe with Tony Schiavone and
Arn.
Even Jim Ross. It just has that like good old boy like, well, I was kind of want to welcome back to the senior circuit kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It's for being like the new progressive alternative. It's kind of that's what was stopping me from being totally connected and like even because when I went to All In and I was all in on that. I was just like, this is awesome if this is what it's going to be. But the actual product of AEW, I don't know. When I see Tony Schiavone in his blue jeans and his blazer, I'm just like, this is kind of lame. Like, I don't know. That was my initial opinion. But now that was without giving it an honest chance.
Yeah.
And it was just because of the vibe of it. Was like, this is giving me WCW vibes. I'm not totally in. I'm just gonna watch what the prevailing opinion tells me to watch. But it was worth it to actually sit down and watch a whole show and see what the product is, and it made me it connected me more for sure.
Yeah, I guess the question is like, what was if we had all been growing up together, would I have been the only WCW guy?
So you were solely WCW, or did you like both?
I had a friend who was WWF at the time or whatever it was, so I made sure I kept track. But like, I was not a fan of the Diesels and the Razor Ramones. Like Shawn Michaels was cool, but like the Doinks of the Clown and IRS and the Godwins, which were on the show tonight. Like, get these guys the F out of here, man. Like,
Phineas.
Like, I don't need to. What?
You don't want to get slopped? What's up, baby bad?
Man here.
So I'm a little lucky because I came
Godwins
in.
had Sonny. It was great.
I think I'm a little younger, so I came in a little later than y'all did. I didn't come in until like the end of '97. You know? And then like 98, 99 WWF, I was like, so I always had it on recall. Like I went between both episodes and I was just like going between. Yeah. I loved it. Loved both.
Like I remember I actually, one of my claims, I remember I was one of the people that did the switch when they said, "Oh, Mankind's going to win, get some butts in those seats." I actually went.
Wow.
And changed the channel. I was one of those kids.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's cool.
I was one of those kids.
Like, I distinctly remember saying that I kind of want to see that and going, it was Sting versus Luger or some bullshit in a tag team.
We've seen that moment now, but I was one of those kids who, I mean, I wasn't watching WCW, but if I would have been, I wouldn't have understood what that meant. I would have been like, I would.
You would have gotten
like how. Yeah, I was like, I was kind of really in on kayfabe at that time. I was like,
I mean, but something about that, just he said it. I kind of like Mankind. You know,
that's true.
Yeah, they just put their foot in their mouth. But yeah, like
how do they know who won? It hasn't been on yet. Like what? Like
yeah, I just went with
truly.
It. But yeah, like I don't know. I kind of just enjoy so much of the freedom and the personality that is in AEW. Like, for better or worse, nothing seems forced. Talk about that manufactured moment we watched at the end of Survivor Series. Like, I can't imagine things like that happening in AEW without the tongue being placed firmly in the cheek, a la Dinner Debonair. Like,
yes,
that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Like,
perfect.
And for like these people are kind of themselves. Like, we talked about the Miro character. Like, we don't like the Miro character, but like that's who the Miro character is, and that's who
I was wrong.
Yeah. Like,
I was wrong. I watched an episode and I'm like, and he did commentary he was so likable in a shitty kind of heel way. And I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I was just being closed-minded and it's mostly because there's too much fucking wrestling to watch, which is a great problem to have as wrestling fans. And I just had to, now that I've given it a fair shake more than once and I've seen what the alternative is over and over and over again, it's just a matter of breaking a habit.
Yeah.
Of like watching WWE, mostly not liking it, so we can talk about it and kind of complain about it. I'd rather enjoy it more. And shit like those Las Vegas segments.
Come on.
Were some of the funniest wrestling segments I've seen in a long time.
Because they're free to be that funny.
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, they are not even allowed to do anything
themselves.
like this on WWE. I was like, this is the only wrestling promotion we can see on like major network that they can go into a strip club. you know? Implied or shown. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they can't do that on WWE. They can't do that on USA or Fox.
Like, even the match between the Young Bucks and the Top Flight, which is like the first match, and I was really high on that match because it's everything that I don't. In that match, it has everything that's missing out of Keith Lee matches, out of Ricochet matches. Let these two that you want to showcase do the things that they're good at. Put him in a ring with someone who can work their style of match and let me be impressed by it. Keith Lee just did 45 seconds with Otis, who cannot do a single Keith Lee spot to save his soul. Like, no matter how good they look looking at each other because they big, they don't wrestle the style. Like, and the AEW, they put their guys in positions to succeed. We got two 19-year-old LaMelo and Alonzo Ball lookalikes. Like, they work a fast style. Put them in there with the Bucks and go. Just go. They told the story about how they fucking hit him up on Twitter or whatever, and
that was cool.
They gave him the montage beforehand that introduced him right before the match.
Put him over the entire time.
You don't play. You know, the WWE is always doing these like mysterious who are they montages, and then you always find out through the grapevine who they are before they are revealed, and then once the reveal happens, it never pans out. It happened with Liv. It's happening now with Carmella. It's like, she didn't come back and do anything that cool. Like to do it right there before the match, and I was already bought in, and then you have the Young Bucks who are kind of like prick heels right now a little bit, but still giving them that respect after the match. Like I kind of thought they were going to super kick him right after, but they didn't. Very effective.
And Dan the Dad was in one of the clips, so I was happy.
I did see Dan the Dad in one of those clips. Hell yeah!
See, that's all you need.
Huge fan.
And I think that might be one of the things that works for and against the AEW style. Like these cats are from all over. There's a uniformity of language in WWE. Everybody has a shorthand for each other. Like these cats really do come from all kinds of styles and disciplines and self-trained and totally trained, and you'll get somebody who's trained in the New Japan dojo against someone from the Performance Center against someone who's self-taught. Like that's it might make for a messy jazz a piece, but it does make for some interesting notes that WWE just doesn't ever try to hit.
No doubt about it.
That's a good point. If you like jazz.
And I
love jazz, and I love all the derivations. I talk a lot about the women's division, and NXT definitely flexed their women's division so much this week, but I really like watching Thunder Rosa wrestle. I don't know that I loved seeing Serena Deeb or that terrible NWA Women's World Championship.
It's bad.
It's bad. That thing looked like it's...
I told you it was bad. It's worse than the AEW one, ain't it?
Yes, it looks like the plate is as thin as a dime. But...
Made of paper.
What is this, a belt for tiny people?
Thunder Rosa, she can go, man. And them putting over her MMA background got me thinking about like her in WWE with against Shayna, and having two actual MMA actual wrestlers wrestle. I noticed a Ronda Rousey, I guess, kind of substitution. But anyways, I think that would be fun. So I really like that match, and I liked the post match fight with Britt Baker, a person that I'm not really high on all the time, but I was confused why she was still ringside a little bit, but I was down with that ending. It made me excited about what was to come after Thunder Rosa lost.
And I liked the way it was executed. Like she interfered, but Thunder Rosa was still able to kick out, and then Sydney Dean beat her cleanish on her own, which she needs.
Yes,
that's a really good layout for a screwy finish.
Yeah,
that match just reminds me too of another thing I like about AEW is just that they're open to collaboration with other promotions.
Yeah,
on a pretty consistent basis, which leaves the possibility of exciting things happening with cross promotional. Belt versus belt type things, and with WWE, you're never gonna get shit like that.
Right.
It's refreshing.
We want to say a big congratulations to the number one wrestler in the world for his new baby on the way. Made that announcement.
Yes.
The Mox.
A little casual drop in a promo.
Just gonna throw that out there.
I think other listeners might think that you were talking about Kenny Omega, as you were announcing that person, and I was like,
No, the number one
he ain't on top.
PWI number one wrestler in AEW, and is he the U.S. New Japan champion still?
Dave Meltzer.
He is.
Yeah,
I believe
he's double champion. He's champion in two promotions.
He hasn't been able to go to Japan and defend
but he's still the champ, so he'll be at Wrestle Kingdom too. He's the number one wrestler in the world, and rejoice, peasants! His penis works, for he is having a baby.
Yes. John and Renee.
Number one wrestler, Dave Meltzer.
Good shit. All right, smoke up for that one. Smoke up for New Life.
Good for them.
I'm smoking for John Moxley's baby. Congratulations.
Oh, gotcha.
Is it bad to smoke in honor of a baby? I guess they handed out cigars.
No, they did the dirty deed.
And
now she's pregnant.
Stop it right now.
Get it?
Stop it right now. I hate everything. But
you gotta do the dirty deed if you want to have a baby.
Gotta do it.
Is that how that works?
I hate myself for that one.
Well, when a man and a woman really like each other, Ariom. So we had what about the contract signing? We just get that up and moving?
Oh yeah.
You understand it.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
What do we think about Kenny's entrance dancers? Are we still liking that?
I am.
I thought it was so. That was the. I mean, as just a, I guess someone we all have backgrounds in musical theater. They were with. It's like the song changed, girls. Like, can we not like get back to like find the rhythm?
There's a little baby shark or
there was like a beat that they were doing their dance to, and then Kenny's music hit, and they were like still trying to go on the same like syncopation. And I'm like, it was that weirded me out, and they made him look stupid. And Kenny was like, looked at him there like he was like, just stop, let me through. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of over the sweeper girls, but I don't know. I guess he needs cheerleaders.
I do want to. I'd like to meet them and get to know them. Like,
yeah.
I like to like. I want them to be characters. Like, don't just have them there. Give them personality.
I agree. We are the progressive wrestling company. We don't need Raw Underground had our strippers, our pole dancers essentially on the first couple of episodes of that, and they lost it. So we'll see.
AEW picked them up for the Vegas trip.
Exactly. Oh God, that Vegas shit was so good.
Any thoughts on return of the Boston Pac?
Good match.
Oh, he is a bastard. Do we like Justin Roberts ring announcing?
No,
I don't know if I love it.
I love the way
to the
he says John Moxley.
Yeah,
do you?
I do. I
guess
dig
it's
it.
kind of growing on.
I dig it.
I think he just needs a couple more that we like that, and he'll be good.
From wherever.
That's good too. No, he good.
Weighing,
he good.
Whatever. I kind of like it. He's kind of growing on me. I do wish Orange had better music.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, there are two entrances that I like: Cody's and Jericho's.
I'll get Jericho's is awesome. Cody's is great. I love Hangman's theme.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a couple of other themes
I don't like Kenny's theme.
Are pretty good.
I don't like Kenny's theme. I wish it was better.
I
like
Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go?
It just starts.
Like
it
Kenny.
starts so slow. The one-winged angel sings.
The intro's dumb.
Yeah.
The intro's dumb. It just needs to go.
What's the tag team in the Inner Circle? What's the tag team in the Inner Circle?
Santina and Ortiz.
Yeah.
Santana and Ortiz.
They do have a name that they call themselves sometimes. Pride and
Prejudice.
I can't remember.
It's like Pride. Stop that. It's like Pride and Glory or some shit like that.
Yeah, I like their music too. Their music's dope. It's got like Rottweilers barking in the beginning. It's dope.
But
there's some good stuff. But
WWE's is better.
Yeah,
you got to give them time.
You don't get surely being the rock and roll wrestling organization has to come with some perks after 20, 30, 40 years in the game.
Let's see.
Oh, Darby Allin's I like a lot. I fell down and down and down and down and down.
Oh yeah,
every time that bass hits, I'm like, oh yeah, boom 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 boom. It's very on character for him.
So they broke up the family and brought back the Death Triangle.
Oh yeah, see that was cool.
Yeah.
Anytime the Lucha Bros are involved, I mean, you just getting the prettiest pile drivers in the world. I could watch GIFs of these guys doing pile driver combinations all day long.
I am not as high on Penta as I want to be.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's too much slow. It's too much gimmick for me. Like sometimes the match is going, I don't want it to stop there for him to go creep in and do the glove, and he does a Zero Miedo just 2 times too many in a match, and like I'm like,
I love it.
I love it once or twice too, like at the beginning or at like a high, but he'll do it like 3 times, and his opponent will have to be there going, and he's Zero. Strut, Miedo, strut. Like that's a long time.
I get
to
what
look
you're saying.
Days, like a few of those goes a long way, and he does about 2 more in a match than he needs to sometimes.
Did either of you ever watch Lucha Underground?
I didn't.
See, we should do some watch-alongs of that because I think all of those episodes are on Netflix.
Okay, that's what I heard.
But that gimmick in that world worked so well because it was just everything was so kind of like spiritual and magical.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost like a narrative TV show more than like a traditional pro wrestling program.
I guess
I loved it.
Yeah, maybe that's what's missing. Like I see where he gets it. I don't see why the Young Bucks or anybody he wrestles allows him to do that to them over and over and over again in a match.
I get it.
But if the whole world was in on the Zero Miedo thing, then I guess I get it.
Yeah. But that was a cool segment.
But yeah, him strutting out with that chair was nice, though. Like,
yeah.
that was nice. Like, when it works, it works.
Death Triangle. That's badass.
Love it. And then we had the tag team match at the end with their new TNT champion, Darby Allin, and former champion Cody versus Team Taz.
That's right.
Yeah.
New member of Team Taz. Powerful Will Hobbs.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
That guy's
coming.
a beast. Nor did I. That's some positive muscle for Team Taz.
I was a little surprised to see Darby eat the pin.
Yeah.
A little bit, but
you know, he's so small.
Yeah, Team Taz, they're a team, so they've been working at this, and Cody and them, they just fought last night, so it makes sense. But
dude, Brian Cage is a monster, and so is Will Hobbs.
Yeah, they're your natural disasters.
Yes, that's a tag team right there. If you want to do something with them,
I would be interested to see that, because that would be a tag team that they definitely are going to have to develop.
Yes,
because Will Hobbs is green, and Brian Cage can be.
His look is.
He looks great, but he can get a little rough up there sometimes.
Yes, indeed.
But like, I'd love to see, like, what does having a new tag team formed do when you are surrounded by all these, you're surrounded by the Lucha Brothers and Private Party and the Young Bucks and FTR. Like, maybe I'd like to see a young tag team get better. That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll see what they do there. Is there anything else we were super high on? AEW. I mean, I liked the show, and it was, again, totally made for me by those Vegas segments, I would just watch, I mean, like an Inner Circle YouTube channel or like an Inner Circle movie, Inner Circle. If AEW had a network or something like that, that would be a program that I would tune in for.
They need their own Being the Elite.
My God, so entertaining.
We have watched a lot of wrestling tonight.
Jesus almighty.
Yeah, we started this at like 6, and it is now 11:21.
Wow.
Yeah, no more WWE shouldn't get any more of our attention, so we can end on AEW for sure.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, there's just that stink in my mouth.
Yeah.
I really thought.
Well, you know what I suggest we do? We smoke one, and then watch that Vegas segment from AEW. That'd be a beautiful way to get any bad feelings off you. So anyone who's salty about that Undertaker, just watch one of the Vegas segments from AEW. You'll feel better.
Yes,
one of those a day.
That's great advice. Great advice. That's your medicine. Crime eminently. But we try to keep it as positive as possible on this show. But everyone, man, that really got me. That was my instant reaction right after the show. We'll see how I feel after I sleep on it.
You trust us to tell you the truth, like we can't be lying to you up here.
Yeah.
Right. No lies. We'll see how we feel after we sleep on it, though. But shit.
I slept during it. I still feel bad. Still bad. Still bad.
Oh, all those legends for what?
Nothing.
Anyway.
For Jeff Hardy.
Well, fellas.
Well.
All right, well, signing off.
The 420 hours coming to an end. The Bulls are getting cashed, and it's almost midnight
time to cash
on
out.
A Sunday. We're going to watch another week in wrestling, and we'll talk to you again next week on the 420 Wrestling Hour.
Yeah, $5 says Ariom accidentally just hangs up the whole call instead of just turning off his audio.
Peace.